Okay. Receiving my content. Sweet. Okay. Hey everybody. Sorry about the wait. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Just XSplit likes to be fussy, so I do believe I have figured it out though. Pi, can you say something and we can make sure you can
Hey
be heard?
everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Can you hear Pi? Yeah, can you hear Pi? Just want to make sure here.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Man.
So over on my like 3-minute long live stream, I basically just kind of caught up everyone up, anyone that wasn't paying attention up on like the previous information.
Okay, so it does look like everyone can hear you, which is great. Okay, so yes, so Butch Hartman's OAXIS.
More like, oh, axe this.
Snap. So yes, the project as of this point has been funded, as you can see on the Kickstarter below there. It was funded. Yeah. Didn't see that coming, to be honest.
I didn't up until today. Once it started rising, I didn't think he'd hit it this soon into the night. But it looked like this was where this was going.
It's like, apparently I cut out.
Uh-oh. Am I still here? Or our stream? Oh.
Yeah.
And I can't hear.
Okay. There we go. That should be better. Can you guys hear us? Hello? Can you hear us?
Guys? Yeah, you chuckled. No, we can't hear you.
Wait a sec. Yeah? Okay, cool. Alright, so anyway. So the new information that has come out about Butch Hartman's OAXIS project. Okay, so after he released his video, this morning, or this afternoon, he was asking for more money to complete his project. I was very upset with that and decided to do a little bit of digging. What I found, after using some very simple Google Chrome viewing source, I viewed the source of his page, was that he had some interesting metadata on his video. Now, the interesting metadata is that on that particular video, there is no mention of OAXIS in his metadata. Now, for those of you who don't know, metadata is the information that YouTube uses to basically tag and distribute your video. As in, if you tag a video with SpongeBob, it means it's SpongeBob related. Or if you tag a video with boobs, it is boob related, or something like that. So basically, his tags are not related to his video at all. His tags were Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Nickelodeon, Nick, and Butch Hartman. None of which have to do with OAXIS except for Butch Hartman. Now, this wouldn't be such a big deal, except for the fact that YouTube's community guidelines do have a rule about using misleading metadata. Meaning that you can't put information in the metadata that is not related to the video that you are uploading. And this is something that Butch Hartman has done with this OAXIS video. So, I got a little bit more curious, and then I checked the metadata of some of his other videos that had nothing to do with OAXIS, but I was curious. And it seems that Butch Hartman is kind of a serial metadata abuser. He puts Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, and Nickelodeon into every one of his videos, regardless of their content. Which is against the YouTube community guidelines. So, you're still there,
I am. No, it's not that I disagree with you. It's just compared to a lot of the other stuff that happened, this is nothing.
Oh, no, I'm just getting
Go
us
for it.
started here.
That's
I'm
why
getting us
I'm
started,
letting
so-
you get it started. Go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure the audio hadn't cut out again. Yes, so, oh, there's some more holy shit. Oh my god, somebody just donated a bunch of money. Okay, anyway, so yeah, this may not seem like a big deal, and it kind of isn't, other than the fact that it's a violation of YouTube's rules, but, pff, you know, if we had to stop the presses every time YouTube rules are being violated, the presses wouldn't be running long enough to have a squirt of ink in them. But the thing about this is that it really does set the precedent for how Butch Hartman goes about his business. And his business is not that he wants to sell you his ideas. He doesn't seem to have any confidence in his ability to sell his ideas on their merit alone. His method of selling his ideas and getting support for them is to abuse your nostalgia. I put in the YouTube comments of his latest video that he holds people's nostalgia hostage, basically, or he holds them to ransom. And this metadata abuse, and also the, oh, hey, Alpha J, and also his clickbait thumbnails, his clickbaity titles, things like that, really does go to show that he does not have an interest in his current ideas, but rather exploiting his, clout in the industry, his stature, and his childhood making that he so claims.
I do.
And
I
it's
want to say
yeah,
one thing
go
on this
ahead.
because Butch did do a video not too long ago. Now you won't find this link to his OAXIS page because of course not. But he did do a video where he talked about 3 new ideas he had for cartoons, and I mean I don't know how they would play out, but at least in initial conception of the idea, all 3 of these ideas seemed pretty good. So he definitely does still have ideas, but it almost makes it worse because like so often he relies on, I mean, he always says it. I created your childhood. I created this show and that show. He's not saying, hey, I'm the future creator of this, or hey, I've got this in the works. He made one video about these 3 shows that he has ideas for, and then every other one of his videos is, I made the Fairly Odd Parents. I made Danny Phantom. I made Bunsen is a who cares? Like Bunsen is a tough puppy or whatever. But yeah, no, I did notice that, and I do want to give the guy credit that I did like his 3 ideas in that video, which I didn't think I would. But like he doesn't. What next from you? Because I'll save my stuff.
Okay. So this is we're mostly getting into the subjective and opinionated parts of this first, so that we can more bring out the factual stuff a little bit later.
Just to tease it. There is stuff. There is a clip that a very kind person has sent me. There is some stuff from Butch's live stream that he did earlier in the night, and he's going to be doing another one later on. So we'll have fun dueling live streams, I guess. There is stuff that has come out that is, there's one thing that's definitely concrete, and the other stuff that isn't like 100% concrete, but definitely paints him in a lot sketchier of a corner. But yeah, for right now, a lot of this other stuff is kind of up to interpretation because the MO of Butch Hartman seems to be, for whatever reason, I'm Butch Hartman and I'm not telling you squat. Just give me $99. That's kind of where he leads the mind to go, because when you don't fill in details, people assume the worst.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is people seem to think that if you don't say anything when the heat's on you, that somehow it's going to work. Like, it's going to be better if you don't say anything, and that it's a sign of strength to not address the controversy. The thing is, though, is that even if you say something stupid during the controversy, not saying anything is the worst thing you can possibly do, especially if you are asking people for money. You can't be vague when you're asking people for money, okay? I'm sorry that this is already starting off so angry, but just, you can't do that. Look at Star Citizen. Look at Mighty Number 9. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. That's very appreciated. But yeah, like Star Citizen, Mighty Number 9, all these Kickstarters that are so vague, and they end up exploiting the goodwill of their audience. And this is the thing, is that normally that audience would already have a pretty huge backlash against it, but Butch Hartman's audience does not operate on that same level. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I'm not trying to insult anyone who does still like Butch Hartman. That is not what I'm trying to say. But Butch Hartman's method of operation is not a business method of operation. He operates more as a cult of personality than a business. Now, I am really interested in cults, very fascinated with how they operate, and one facet of cults that is pretty much ubiquitous with all cults is a pledging of absolute, unwavering trust in a charismatic leader, a giving over of material or financial assets in order to aid in the construction or benefit of that cult or organization's interests, and also a large us versus them mentality, as in the participants of a cult are the true believers, the knowers, the ones who hold the ultimate truth, and everyone else is ignorant, wrong, evil, stuff like that. Now, obviously, Butch Hartman doesn't do that, but his absolute positivity, no negativity mindset is almost like that. It almost puts off an us versus them kind of thing.
And you'll notice that he doesn't start out talking like this. Like in his initial video that he did to his people or to his followers on YouTube, he doesn't really talk so much about like the whole like, you know, believe me or mention anything about any religion or anything like that. He doesn't mention any of that. But in his video he did today, I've got 24 hours left. I need your $99 exactly. I'm going to try to make $99 be a meme. Like for whatever reason, he specifically asked for 99 as if 100 would be too much. I just find that silly. But anyway, you know, this video is where he says things, and I have the exact quote because I used it in my video. So if you guys can see it in your heart and just know that we're going to do something super special, if you could just feel what I'm all about and know what I want to do. That word choice, like, I don't know if he must have at least vaguely scripted his video. It might have been off the cuff, whether intentional or just as a Freudian slip. The way that lines up is like, just believe me, guys. I have nothing to back it up. I have no words for you, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know. Toss some money my way. $99 exactly.
And that's what cults do. The implicit trust in a charismatic leader to give all financial or material assets towards it to aid in the creation of something that you don't understand, but you just have to trust will sort itself out in the end. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Very appreciated. That's what cults do. I'm sorry, like he is running a cult of personality, and that might sound really dark and scary and everything like that, but even if it isn't a religious cult, you can still have a cult of personality without it being related to religion. You know, there's like the soul bonding community and everything like that. It's not really a religion, but it's still a cult of personality. But as soon as you sacrifice a monetary or a material asset that you own in order to aid in the benefit of a charismatic stranger's plan that will benefit you in some unknown way, that is cults. That is how cults operate. So if you have donated towards Butch Hartman's Kickstarter, even though it's not as egregious as something like Heaven's Gate or, you know, David Koresh's cult or Rajneeshpuram or, you know, anything like that. It's not like that, but it's the same type of thing. It is a non-religious cult of personality, and that is extremely harmful, very destructive behavior. And he seems to be that he thinks it's acceptable because it's YouTube, and everyone on YouTube kind of runs their own little cult of personality. I'm not going to deny that.
No, here's the thing. First of all, hi Wiley. I didn't get a chance to say hi. Here's the thing. Okay, Butch Hartman has a lot of people's trust.
Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Go ahead.
By virtue of being someone that worked on. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Alpha.
Oh, thanks for the super chat, Alpha.
By virtue of the fact that he worked in a professional industry and that he can say it and he knows it and he abuses it. I don't introduce myself like, hey, I'm Pie Guy. I've been on YouTube for 10 years and I've made videos with it. Like, I don't introduce myself like that. I mean, granted, my accomplishment is nothing compared to his, but like, just he knows that he has people's trust and people's he knows it. He comes in with a big attitude and a big place, and people, I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I will say it's entirely possible that he is just that unaware, which I don't think is like an excuse for his behavior at all. But like,
But how could he be this
well,
unaware at
okay,
this point?
that unaware that it's harmful. He could be aware and just be like, well, in the industry, you talk about what you do and you do this and that. I'm not trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think it's scummy regardless. But um, if it isn't malicious, we are talking about a person who has his head just in very special places. Like he's got his head in the fun box. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I just saw a donation go down, actually. I just want to address something here that when I commented on Butch's latest video, and I mentioned that I wanted him to fail at this point, that probably was not the correct wording. I'm not going to say that at this point I want him to succeed, because he already succeeded at this point, so whatever. When I say that I wanted him to fail, it wasn't so much that I wanted him to fail in a schadenfreude kind of way, as in like, haha, he failed and that makes me feel good about myself, it gives me an old ego boner. That's not the point. The point is that at some point reality has to kick in for you, and the best way for reality to kick in is failure, I would say. He lives in this fantasy world, I think, where he is the creator of everyone's childhoods, where he is deserving of implicit, non-questioning trust in everybody, that he is well known from everybody, and that his likeness and signature and work is enough to make you, like, wetter than Niagara Falls. It's not, it isn't realistic. And he needs to have that dose of reality, the kickback, to make him come down and say, I am not who I think I am. And that's not a bad thing, okay? It's not a bad thing to have some self-awareness. He has no self-awareness, and that's why it's so frustrating to talk about this. Because the side effect of his lack of self-awareness is a complete inability to understand or rationalize or even accept any criticism whatsoever.
Well, here,
thanks for that super chat, by the way.
here's what I want to say, like, to the people who don't think, like I'm not. This isn't harmful in the sense that, like I don't, I don't think that this is the collapse of society or anything ridiculous like that. Like I know, we're YouTubers, we're dramatic. What do you want? But no, no. How this is harmful is that. Well, first of all, he moved the goalpost. I don't know if anyone noticed this but me, but in his pitch on the page, it says this initial funding, he does say it's for like startup money. He doesn't say it's for the finished product or for like everything, but he says that it's for like infrastructure and to begin creative, or like, I forget how he phrases it, but he says, actually, I'll just find the quote instead of, sorry for the dead air, guys. He says, developing our streaming video platform, hiring creative staff and producers to create original content and acquire completed content. Like, he's saying that it's startup costs, but he's also saying he's going to do all this. And then, when he makes his video today, he basically says it's just for the platform. Which means, here's the danger. Here's what I'm saying. 336,000 Canadian dollars, but no, it's fine.
Sorry.
$255 really $1,000 American Dolores. That money could be lost, guys. Like all that money, and I really don't care about the investors that he's got in his pocket or whoever's donating the 10,000, but I care about the kid who donated his last $50 instead of getting a sweet game, instead of getting Danganronpa. This kid donated to this thing that might not happen because he could always claim to Kickstarter, oh, well, you see, it was just for the platform, and even though I didn't get the funding I needed later on to make an actual good streaming service, I still delivered the platform, so her. That's what's dangerous about it, is because it's a scam. It is, whether he's intentionally scamming people or he's just that cloud head in the clouds. The way he talked about that $99 like it's nothing is what it kills me. It kills me. And $99 is a lot of money. I'm sorry, especially for the people that grew up watching him that are now they have student loans. They're maybe in college still. They're
or have
children. Not just have children, but starting up a family, right? Have 1- and 2-year-old kids where the cost of that is huge. These aren't like 30-somethings that kind of have their life a little more settled and have a little more disposable income. These are people that need the money. And I'm not trying to frame it like look, they willingly donated, okay? But if Butch doesn't deliver on the product that he promised, and if he's pulling this like, just believe me, have faith, look in your heart nonsense to rip people off.
And that's what cults do. I can't stress this enough. I really cannot stress this enough. Another thing that cults do as well, I was just going to mention, but I forgot to do it, but your statement made me remember it, is that cults, especially people who solicit donations, I say that as I get a super chat, thank you. People who solicit donations on behalf of cults also try to devalue the value, or the overall value of someone's material or financial assets. As in, like, if you just give us your Fabergé egg, that'll be enough to build the barracks. You know, that kind of thing. They really try to up the value of your donation, but not the material or the financial asset itself. Which is what he seems to be doing with this. If everyone just donated $99, you know, $99
it's food,
is still
that's
a lot.
food for a week for a single person. Honestly, like if you're not in a great situation, $99 will get you through the week. Like, and going along with that, in his live stream, his family, because you got to get the kids and the wife in on this too, are saying like, hey, if you donated, just bump your donation up a few more dollars. If everyone just bumped up their donation a few more dollars, we'd be there. No, I get it, you guys. You believe in this, allegedly. And like, that's fine to promote it, and that's fine to want to encourage it, but like, milking the people that have already donated for like $1 or $2 more, or not even that, $5 more, it's ridiculous. It's money grubbing. And look, we live in an age. Currently, I don't have a Patreon. I was supposed to launch my Patreon last week. I had planned to, and then something really bad happened to me, and I had to kind of not do that. And the reason why I didn't launch it anyway, even though I could use the money, is because I don't want to launch a campaign unless my heart is in it, unless I know I can fulfill the promises I made and focus on it. That is what's important. When you do crowdfunding in and of itself is not a bad thing, I don't think, but we live in an age where people take advantage of it. We live in an age where people they get overly attached to it and rely on it and beg people to pay for thing after thing. Where, you know, people that used to be big internet celebrities now have like an Amazon account and make no content and just expect you to buy pants for them. And if anyone gets that reference, like this, and it sucks because it devalues the people that really care and that really try, you know, to fulfill the promises they set out to do.
Yep. I mean, I have a Patreon, but I have every goal I have set is something I can do, and if I can't do it anymore, and if nobody is claiming it, then I will change the reward. Accountability is a big part of soliciting donations. And I really hate to bang on about this, but accountability is also something that cults do not have. So yeah, it all comes back to the fact, that kind of rhymes, that Butch Hartman demands trust from everyone, and he will not hear anything else. So I think at this point we all kind of realize that these sorts of videos, calling him out, it's not going to do anything, okay? The point is that we do have to have a place for us to be able to vent, because this is a very ventable topic. It's so frustrating to watch this clueless man peddle his cult of personality to a big bevy of brainwashed people who will throw money at him just because he happened to make a cartoon that they liked 15 years ago. It's baffling, and if I didn't understand so much about cults, I would be way more confused. Instead, I'm just sad. I am saddened by this, because I used to have so much respect for Butch Hartman, and I can't anymore, because he's doing stuff like this.
I'm not laughing at what you're saying. Just the chat has me dying with the pants thing. That's a reference to this internet person called the Spoony one.
No, I know who Spoony is.
On the people. And he doesn't make content, but he has his Amazon open for people to donate, and like, I'm pretty sure one of the things on there was like literal pants and like shirts, and just it's a silly situation. Anyway, I was just laughing at that. No, but like, what I wanted, what I kind of
Then
Who is that? Is that Alpha J? Is that like Trifon? Who is that? Whoever that is, you are the best.
Thank you. That is great. But you gotta make it $99. Trust me, I'm gonna use it towards my, this video I'm gonna make about cults of personalities. It'll be out in 2020, and it'll star, like, Ice Cube and J-Lo, and it's gonna be great. Trust me.
We're gonna do a Shane Dawson, like, documentary about, like, the real truth about OAXIS Entertainment. And we go, and Butch Hartman cries on our shoulders and says he didn't mean for any of this to happen. God, I have,
Oh, that is brilliant. Thank you. That made my day right there.
Okay, so what I wanted to accomplish with this, before we planned this, before he hit it, like I said, I thought he was gonna hit it tonight with the rate he was going. Didn't expect him to hit it now. I thought he was gonna conveniently hit it right when the time was up. But like, my goal in all of this, and even still now, I just wanted Butch to be honest. Like, I don't expect he'll listen to me, but that's all. If Butch came out right now and was like, you know what, guys, I screwed up with this. I really should have given you more information. I'm sorry that it seems like I'm not doing the right thing. Even if it was an empty apology, which I wouldn't love. But like, if he were to come out with just an honest statement, like, that's what I wanted. And if he were to be honest with people, and then they said, like, you know, we're still going to donate to you, I wouldn't really have a problem. Sorry that I'm glitching here. I don't know.
Oh, you sound fine to me, but that's, yeah. Okay, so this is actually very similar to the Channel Awesome thing, is that the silence is what is most damaging. And I think if he did what you said, he actually could have garnered a lot more donations. Because the only people I could see on his videos and on the Kickstarter are just these... I hate to use this word because it sounds like an insult, but I'm really not trying to be insulting, but I see these brainwashed people who are like, this is gonna be great, it's gonna be awesome, I'm so looking forward to this, but they don't see how it's gonna happen. All they have is the word of Butch Hartman, which, objectively speaking, means nothing. Doesn't mean shit. But to them, that's all they need. And... that's what cults do.
All right. I want to get into something here.
Let's.
Okay. So.
No. Okay, sorry. Hold on. The Darkmare says brainwashed, more like unbelievably stupid and naive. No, being brainwashed is not the same as being stupid and naive. Okay. Some people get into these situations where all they need is implicit trust. Okay. They need to just trust something. There are many reasons why it can happen. It doesn't have to do with stupidity, okay? Being brainwashed is not the same as being stupid, alright? There are lots of reasons why it can happen, and understanding is more important than condemnation when it comes to the victims of cults and crappy business practices and things like that. It's important to be compassionate towards these people instead of condemning, because that's going to make them dig their heels much harder into their convictions if you condemn them for them. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry. That just caught my eye.
Just first of all, can y'all hear me? Is everything all right on the mic before I get into this? Because I don't want to say all this stuff and then yeah. So just while we wait for chat to answer.
Yeah. Let's confirm Pi. Yeah.
Because I don't want to be I don't want to be misunderstood on this.
Okay.
One of the big things that that has kind of been lingering in the back of my mind throughout all of this, if you go and look at mine and Sol's discussion, I mentioned this, but I don't really have too much to back it up. It's just kind of, I've heard bits and pieces. There are allegations about Butch, let's just say, not being super friendly with the LGBT community. And he avoided the question. Ever since he started with this, he launched this, right? His whole thing was family friendly, which to a lot of people means maybe having two moms, which is family. Like, nothing is more family than your literal freaking family, right? To those people, they see family friendly. They trust Butch Hartman. They say, you know what? I'm going to get represented too. And since this started, people have asked him on YouTube comments, in other places, is there going to be any LGBT support or representation or whatever? And Butch has not answered, right? Okay, but hey, he's a busy guy. Now, sure, he'll put a little like on all the people that blindly support the video in the service without asking any questions. Don't ask questions. But he won't acknowledge that. Okay, whatever. Until tonight. Tonight he did a live stream. And in that live stream, I watched it. People asked over and over again, does family friendly mean LGBT inclusive? Is there going to be anything inclusive about this? Are Butch, like, what's going on? He did not even, as far as I saw in the live stream, did not give a word of lip service to any of this. He completely ignored it. Okay. And that is so suspicious. Okay, now look, I don't expect Butch to like make every character in his new show gay. I don't expect Butch to make any character in any of his new shows gay. But if you're claiming family friendly, you're also claiming that you're going to have something for everyone, and you have a demographic of people that are intentionally asking you, "Hey, are LGBT people gonna be represented in any way? Are you gonna even acknowledge we exist? Come on now." And he ignores it all. What does that say to you? I don't know anything about Butch's personal beliefs, but as far as the streaming service, if it turns out that he won't let you, if you do anything, or even if you just are an LGBT person, not doing anything related to like, relationships or like anything, you're just existing and you want to upload content, are you going to not let your content be uploaded? Like, are you going to be kind of ignored by Butch the way he's ignored this thus far? What about those people that are donating with the thought that family friendly means LGBT, right? They're donating their money now. Okay, the service isn't going to come out for a while, if it does come out at all. Okay, so you donate your money now. Let's just say you're someone that falls on the spectrum. You recently discovered your sexual identity. You're like 15 years old. You donate your last $20 to this Butch Hartman because gosh darn it, you love the Fairly Odd Parents so much, and Wandissimo awakens something in you. Sorry. How would you feel if you did that and you donated to this guy, and then only after the money was non-refundable, you found out, oh, this guy does not want to support you at all? How would you feel? Like, I would feel distraught. And I'm not trying to speak for a community that I don't belong in.
I do.
No,
sorry, go
you're
ahead.
fine. I don't want to speak over you. Am I off? Like, I don't. If it was the other way around, or if this was about anything, if like, I don't know, he had a hateful presence against like gamers or something silly, and I didn't know about it, and the chance for him to answer this question came up over and over and over again, okay, and he doesn't answer it. It's just it's so sketchy. It's so sketchy.
Well, okay. Being as someone who is on the LGBT spectrum quite a bit, I smashed that spectrum.
Smash that like button, guys. Sorry.
I think it's not so much that him using his platform to be family friendly. Let's just give the benefit of the doubt at the moment and say that it isn't going to be representative of LGBT. Like, it's going to be rejecting LGBT people. Like, consciously rejecting them from doing stuff, okay? Let's just say that, hypothetically. Yeah. The thing is that if he was soliciting donations on that grounds, that he wanted to create a family-friendly, aka LGBT-rejecting platform, he has to disclose that. Now, if he wants to, that is perfectly within his right to do that. The thing is that if he does that, if he solicits donations on that idea, but he doesn't disclose it, that's illegal. Ooh. Actually. Yeah, that would actually violate the FTC's disclosure laws, technically speaking, because you have to disclose the nature in which you are getting funding from potential backers. So that is actually where my problem lies with this. I don't think that... oh man, I really have to word this properly. I don't think having an area that is not allowing LGBT in is a wrong thing to do because he is allowed to do it.
And I'm on board with you, and I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying he is allowed to do it, okay? But if he gets money for this idea that he has, saying ain't no gays in this place, if he does that, but he doesn't say it, then that's illegal. He's solicited donations for an ulterior motive, and he has not disclosed it, and that is fraud. So, I'm sorry, but that is my stance on it.
And that's totally true. And here's the thing, like, okay, I agree. Like, look, you know what? If you want to have a place where you talk about whatever bigoted opinion, whatever opinion you want to make a streaming service that's like that, I'm not going to support it. I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to donate to it. But you know what? You do you over in your little corner, whatever. But if you don't tell people that, and you're actively taking money from people who are going to be directly hurt by that, that's disgusting. That is true. And that's the thing. He has a reason to not disclose his feelings about this. I don't know his feelings, but if he says it, people will pull funding. People will pull funding. Enough people have asked about LGBT issues to know that people have donated and are concerned about this.
Oh, thank you for the $5 super chat.
This is a great question. What sort of LGBT issues are you wanting? I don't care. I don't care if Butch makes no shows related to LGBT. It's just a matter of, is it a safe space? Is it people to exist? You know, are they allowed to post in the forums, right? Are they allowed to upload personal videos? If anyone can upload videos or whatever, are they allowed to do that, or is Butch going to ignore them? Are they allowed to pitch shows to the network? That's the thing. It doesn't matter to me. Oh God, the bit block is here. That's weird. So many idiots on YouTube. I don't know if that's a parody or not, because the bit block is that awful. Sorry, Joshy. I'm a robot. I'm sorry, guys. But no, that's what we mean. I'm not looking for like a Steven Universe show on OAXIS. I don't care personally. There could be no gay characters. There could be all gay characters. It doesn't really matter to me. But just you got, like, you know what I'm trying to say here, Saul. It's not a matter of
yes.
It's not a matter of the media. It's a matter of, is he actively going to reject people that aren't LGBT? Like, he's been ignoring them thus far.
Well, he's ignoring everybody thus far. Not just gay people. The only people he's not ignoring are people who give him 100% implicit, non-questioning trust. That's the only people he wants to hear from.
I'm just going to ignore the bit block. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It is beep booping a little bit.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just getting occasional beep boops over here.
Here's the thing. Here's the other thing that goes along with this, is that Butch, nowhere did he say that this has anything to do with Christian values until tonight's live stream. All right? As far as everything that I saw, he never once mentioned it. And just like with the LGBT stuff, I don't care if he wants to make a Christian value Bible.
Oh, whoa, you're bit blocking like crazy.
I'm bit blocking.
You beep booping?
Do you want me to try reconnecting?
No, just keep talking. I'll let you know if it gets...
Sorry, guys in the chat. Okay, but yeah, just like with LGBT issues, I don't care. Like, he can do that, but if he's not upfront and saying, like, listen, this is going to be about Christian values, that's pretty awful, I think. And then he makes money on false pretenses.
Yeah, and that's illegal. This isn't just about lying to people, because you can lie to anyone, and I mean, lying is bad, but there's technically no repercussions for it. Technically. But when you are soliciting donations from people, you have to disclose what it is for. If you don't do that, that is illegal. That is considered fraud. So, yeah, that is... I'm just thinking, is that this whole stream, thank you for the super chat, this whole stream kind of feels like we're just bagging on Butch Hartman as a person. But really, before all of this stuff happened, not only did I respect Butch Hartman, but I had absolutely nothing against him. It's his actions that are the problem here. So, and if you're one of those people who is the absolutely no negativity, 100% positivity kind of thing, just hear us out, okay? We're not attacking him because we're jealous. We're not attacking him because we think he's a bad person. Or at least we weren't.
Can you still hear me?
I can, yeah, but it's really
Okay,
low
let
quality.
me switch back. I just switched my mics just to see if that would make any better.
Okay. Thank you for the super chat. We're
Hey,
not
don't you
doing
talk
this
about my
because
season 10
of...
review. That'll come out before OAXIS, I can tell you that much.
Okay, we're not doing this stream because we want to shit all over Butch Hartman, okay? He has done nothing worthy of shitting all over until this, okay? He started doing this and it put him in the public eye again in a way that was unflattering to him. Because, I hate to say it, but just because you're on YouTube doesn't mean you exist in this little bubble where you can do whatever you want. This stuff bleeds into reality where the rest of us exist. And unfortunately, in the real world, people are critical of what you do. And being critical is not a bad thing. Being insulting...
Sorry, no,
yes.
hang on. Okay, first of all, the homophobia thing, I said is all alleged, 100%. 100%. Like, I'm not saying anything specifically, but, I mean, he has not helped his case in any way. Here's the thing. I'm sorry, I'll let you get back to your saying. I'm sorry, Saul.
Oh, thank you for the super chat.
Here's the thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand. Butch could clear up these misconceptions in 5 minutes. He allows them to go on because he either doesn't care or he has something malicious going on. That's it. That's the truth about it, right? If Butch was like, yeah, I don't have any problem with LGBTQ stuff. If you want to post something on here, then as long as it's not explicit, that's fine. If he said that, where would our argument be?
It's the same thing with the Channel Awesome controversy. The lack of information is what it makes people the maddest. And there are so many opportunities for Butch Hartman to alleviate these problems, and he refuses to do it. And I know the reason why. I hate to beat a dead horse, but it's because he runs a cult of personality. And that he... I just hate this situation. This whole day, I was watching the situation unfold. It was like watching the Hindenburg fall. It was sad. It makes me sad, okay? I may seem really angry right now, but I'm more sad than angry. Just because I honestly would not have guessed his behavior from his shows. No. But then again, I'm not a fanatic
and we don't know how much of his shows are him. Honestly, I mean, there's especially like Danny Phantom, people say that it's what's his name? Marmel, I think.
Steve Marmel?
Yeah, like I don't know. I just aside from what we just spoke about with like the LGBT thing, we're not even saying anything about Butch himself. Like it just the way he does his business is the thing. And he put himself out there. He put himself in this position. That's it. He did this by not being honest, by not being open. I don't know if he's not doing it because he thinks that he doesn't have to be, or if there is something sketchy going on. But if you look at Butch Hartman's Kickstarter, the way it's set up, and you look at any number of the scam Kickstarter and Indiegogos that have gone on, where's the difference? When Mr. Enter has more information on his Kickstarter, okay, when just some guy from YouTube, regardless of any other problems with Enter's Kickstarter, he put more information, more detail, and gave more of a crap than Butch Hartman did.
Thank you for the super chat. Sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
That's the thing. He's feeding this. I'm not an unreasonable person, I don't think. And I don't expect Butch to even talk to me. But if he were to be honest about what was going on, if he were to be honest about what is this really? What is this really a front for just like some weird Christian media organization? Is there an organization behind this? Is this just Butch Hartman? I don't know. I just want to know. That's all. Like, and I don't think that's wrong if you're asking for you. Butch Hartman asked me. He looked me in the eye and he said, "I need your $99, pie guy."
Yes.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, thank you for the super chat, Crimson Man. Hold on, I'm gonna go up and read that. Hold on a second. Enters editor here. Yep. Oh yeah. Oops. I just want to thank PIEGUYRULZ for his video on these Indiegogo. We know we're not going to make it, but don't feel bad because everyone is getting their money back. Thank you. Oh,
what a nice statement. And people are like, "Why didn't you rail on Enter like you railed on?" Because okay, there are things that were ridiculous about Enter's Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and I pointed them out. But the thing is that Enter's not begging people. Enter is not manipulating people. Enter, the worst thing he's doing is that he set a goal so high that there's just no way that he could have reached it. That's really all he did. And the reason why I'm not making a video about it now is because, well, he's probably just not going to make it, and that's that. I don't know what he'll do next, but there's no controversy. There's no, now, because Butch made it, now all eyes are going to be on him. Good luck, Butch, because we are going to be the least of your detractors. Like,
there's one thing you have to remember too about Mr. Enter. He is one guy. He does not have a net worth of $50 million, as Butch Hartman says. He could not fund this on his own, which is why he needed donations. Mr. Butch Hartman, on the other hand, absolutely could have funded this on his own. Thank you very much for the super chat. And he did not. Instead, he decided to extend his hand towards his complicit community and say, "Oh, need your money really bad so you can make this streaming service." And they said yes. And it appears they have said yes to the point where it's gonna happen. And that's the difference I see between Mr. Enter and Butch Hartman's projects, is that Mr. Enter is just a guy. That's what Kickstarters are supposed to be for, to help the common man make their dreams come true. Butch Hartman is not the common man. He's not as big as he says he is, but he is not the common man. And that's one thing that sickens me about his Kickstarter. Okay? It doesn't have to do with him. It's the fact that he is using this platform that is meant to garner interest in other projects to help the little guy. He is using this platform to get money that he doesn't need, to make a project that he won't tell you about, because you just need to trust him.
Do you guys want to hear, like, just, this is small potatoes, but just listen, if you kind of want to understand, like, the level of, like, just not understanding how any of this works. Okay, one of his pledge rewards, pledge 10,000 US dollars. What do you get for that? Now, to be fair, there's other $10,000 goals that are definitely not worth $10,000, but at least are something. This one is, and no one went for this last time I checked. Do you ever sit back after a movie or TV show and watch the credits roll by? No, Butch, no one does that. Imagine your name in those credits. As a reward for supporting OAXIS with $10,000, you will receive producer credit on an original OAXIS production of your choice. Plus, you will receive everything in the lower tiers. Yes, your name in the credits of a show that you have no idea what this show is going to be. It's of your choice, but, like, we don't know what... there's not even an idea. $10,000 for... do you know how much work it takes to put someone's name in the credits? It's like 2 seconds. It literally means nothing. Nothing. For $10,000. Regardless of the other stuff in the lower tiers, which are also kind of ridiculous. But, like, who does that? That's a Patreon goal for $1. That's what that is. That is not a $10,000 reward. How ludicrous. Like, how little does he think of people?
I know why he does it. I do. But I'm really trying not to be repetitive here. But it is in the title of this live stream. It's because Butch Hartman adopts cult tactics. Because another tactic of cults is to downplay the influence of the individual and instead empower the idea of togetherness and community. Now, that sounds like a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing, because by taking away individualism from people, that makes them more susceptible to doing it for the cause, kind of. So, donating $10,000 to get your name in the credits is doing it for the cause. It's not about you.
Saul, could you possibly make someone mod just so they can kind of ban some of that stuff? Maybe me or someone.
Ban what? What's going on?
Someone's just posting. Yeah.
Oh, this spam.
Not necessarily ban, but just remove the comments at least.
I've got automatically blocked spam messages on me.
So
what the hell? Yeah. I'm really trying not to sound like a broken record, despite what some people in the chat are saying. The thing is that this is in the title of the live stream, Butch Hartman's Cult of Personality. I know it's supposed to be about OAXIS, but this correlation, thank you for the super chat, No, he has not announced any other creators as far as I can tell. The correlation between his behavior and cults is extremely similar. And it's worth noting because I don't think people see it this way. But because I know so much about this stuff, I'm very interested in it. It's so obvious to me. And I'm not trying to say that to sound smarter than anyone else. That's not the point. I'm saying is that to me it's clear as day because I've seen this time and time again. But not everyone does.
Okay, can we just move on to something that's kind of big?
Yeah.
So
sorry.
shortly before we did this, I was contacted by someone, and he allowed me to give his Twitter name out. His name is Duellist Drew. Now, Saul, he asked if he could be on with us, and that's like up to you whether you want him to be or not.
I had so much trouble adding one audio source.
Okay. I'm sorry, Drew, if that's all right. If you want me to say anything for you, I can just DM me here on Twitter.
Thank you for the super chat. Sorry, Alpha said to become a mod, you have to donate 600 instances of $99.
But here's the thing. Let's see what Drew's telling me now.
The cult argument is kind of dumb. I'm sorry, I disagree 100%.
Well,
but
I don't think Saul is. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I don't think you're trying to say that Butch is like trying to literally build a cult. Just that he's using tactics that are very similar to cult.
Yes.
Okay, so do you think you could maybe queue up the video I sent you?
Hold on a second here. Let me open this.
Okay, so yeah, just to set this up, yeah, dueling.
Is it in the Hangout?
It's the I think I'll send it again. Hang on. But yeah, because
sorry, here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me add this if XSplit doesn't explode. I think XSplit's gonna explode. Okay, so sorry, the chat is gonna go down just for a sec while we show this. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work. Sorry. Let's while I get this to work, do you want to add anything?
Just that, like, throughout this whole day, this is, you guys are gonna have fun with what Butch has to say. This is just a clip from a live stream that Butch did. Just that all day, if there's anything good that's come out of this, is that, like, everyone that I've ever known on YouTube has contacted me in the past 24 hours just to tell me about how they can't believe how crazy the situation is. Like, so many people, and I appreciate that for everyone that's kind of given me little tidbits and information that's gone along the way. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really appreciate it. I mean, obviously that did make this spiral into a complete shit show, but I mean, hopefully you've been entertained by this shit show.
Something that a friend of mine had suggested is just that, and there's not like, this is just kind of a possibility. I'm not accusing, I'm not saying anything, but just the way Butch's Kickstarter is set up looks like it's a shell for some company to launder money through, or like something, because that's what, if he was really passionate about this project, why isn't there more information? Like, that's just kind of like the ultimate thing. And if it is a scam of some sort, this is what they look like. They look like vague promises, vague platitudes, like rewards that, like, they're not going to be able to fulfill because the whole thing's not going to take off or whatever. Exactly.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. And you're right. It's kind of like Mighty Number 9. But just
Whoops. Whoa, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah.
$20 super chat.
I did mention the 3 shows earlier, just that for whatever reason Butch didn't add those to like his Kickstarter. And those were like an afterthought. Like why, if he has new ideas, why weren't they out there earlier? What's the reason? You can't tell me, oh, someone's gonna steal it. Like, come on, what are we in 5th grade? Like, that's not an excuse.
Mm-hmm. What? Did he seriously say that?
What? No. But people have defended him saying that.
Okay, sure. What the fuck?
It's okay.
Sorry, I apologize, everyone. XSplit has been very slow today for me, but I do believe I've got it. All right, so do you want me to play this video?
Yeah, play it.
Okay.
Figure this out.
And you said you normally write your theme songs like...
Someone says, what do I think of the OAXIS Family Guy? meme. Oh, I'm not
I
even
can't.
gonna
I
look
would
at
like
it because
transcribe
the
it.
questions.
Wait. Can you hear it? Can you hear that?
I cannot.
Oh no, I mean, in the chat, can you guys hear it? It's quiet on my end, but I can hear it. Did you hear anything as it was playing? What the hell? Oh, sorry, never mind. My stream is way far behind. Okay. You could? Okay, alright, I'm gonna play it. It's gonna be 1 minute and 52 seconds. Alright, so this is... Sorry, can you just quickly re-explain this
so
for
this
anyone?
is a gentleman called, or I don't want to assume gender. Someone called Duellist Drew contacted me on Twitter just before we started this. I didn't have a chance to really kind of like... But he'll answer some questions after it. I've got him on private chat here, and basically he was just watching Butch's live stream of the Fairly Odd Parents game, and Butch said some interesting things in response to a question he had. So go for it.
Figure this out.
Here we go.
And you said you normally write your theme songs. Like,
Someone says, "What do I think of the OAXIS Family Guy meme?" Oh, I'm not even going to look at it because it's the questions being asked by Duellist Drew. I'm not even going to look at it, and I don't care. Because you know why? Whenever you put yourself out there to do anything, there's always someone that's going to like try and bring you down because they've never done anything on their own. And so if someone wants to do something and they want to ask me questions like that, that's
not
one
working.
thing. But if someone doesn't do anything
So much
and they
lag.
want to, like, you know, I don't know, criticize, then
Saul, why
I have
don't
no time
maybe
for
I'll what if I play it
Yeah.
into my microphone? Because all you need to hear is the audio.
Okay, yeah, it just keeps
I'll give it a
buffering
shot here.
repeatedly. You know what, here, if you don't... I can just turn the quality down. Do you want to try
It's up
again?
to you.
Because this is really embarrassing, to be honest. Not me. This is really embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to start again? Or do you want me to just keep going? I turned the quality down to 360p. Hello?
I'm still here. I'm waiting for an answer.
Oh.
Or were you asking me?
No, okay, hold on. I wanted to make sure the XSplit was still,
Yeah.
you know,
Like I
doing
said,
things.
I mean, okay.
Okay.
Whatever works.
Start again? Okay, alright. So, I have it playing on 360p at the moment. If it's buffering, I'm sorry, but I can't really help that too much. I've got a million things
Like
going
I said,
on
I can
my
just play
end.
the audio if, I mean,
I don't... Through your microphone?
yeah. It won't lag, at least.
Boo. Okay, well, yeah.
I just
mean,
want people to be able to hear this because it's important.
I went to all that trouble to get the video set up.
All right,
so-
if you can get it to work, then
Yeah.
do it.
Okay, we'll try one more time with the video, and then if that doesn't work, we'll play it, just the audio.
Sure.
Okay? Okay, alright. 3, 2, 1, go.
figure this out.
And you said you normally write your theme song.
Yeah, okay, it's not gonna work.
All right, guys.
So fuck that. Sorry,
Here.
we're gonna fuck that. So instead, we're just gonna do. Yeah, we are going to do microphone.
All right, so just
Sorry about that,
Just
guys.
Saul, just don't say anything because you'll be picked up twice. So hang on one sec, everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a drink of
Okay.
water actually, so you can just.
All
play
right,
this.
guys. I'm so sorry about this, but let's give this a shot.
You normally write your theme songs. Like,
Someone says, "What do I think of the OAXIS Family Guy meme?" Oh, I'm not even going to look at it because it's the question's being asked by Duellist Drew. I'm not even going to look at it, and I don't care. Because you know why? Whenever you put yourself out there to do anything, there's always someone that's going to like try and bring you down because they've never done anything on their own. And so if someone wants to do something and they want to ask me questions like that, that's one thing. But if someone doesn't do anything and they want to, like, you know, I don't know, criticize, then I have no time for them. No time for them. So the person that asked that question, whose name will not be mentioned ever.
Except he already said it.
I just want to tell all people like that, as I get back to safety here, that if you guys can't do it yourselves, you shouldn't criticize anybody else. You really shouldn't. Now, another cartoonist wants to have a problem with me or whatever. That's a different story. But at least somebody who's actually done something, I'll talk to or talk about.
Speaking of theme songs.
Theme songs.
Normally,
You know what's funny? Wait, I want to say one more thing.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
as many things that I've done in my life, like being a father, being a husband, being a guy who's in his 50s who's done. Or a boss, a guy who's done shows, a guy who's stayed up late at night working really hard to answer questions from people who've never done anything and then they want to criticize. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. It's like, really? That's your
Does
question?
it make you guys laugh?
So it's quite amusing, actually.
This is on his
Yeah.
live stream.
Yeah, is this funny? Is this funny to you guys?
Hang on, let me get you back off of
Well then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, basically, let's just sum up what we just heard there. So, if you have never created a cartoon in your life, you are automatically disqualified from any criticism whatsoever. So, fuck you all, basically. Thank you for the $2 super chat. We have reinforced this idea that criticism is 100% bad in Butch Hartman's eyes. But there you go, everyone. It came right out of his mouth.
And I know this sounds like
what-
weird and fake. But if I get Duellist Drew's permission, we can upload the actual video at like a later date and kind of like link it to you guys. But yeah, no, if Butch is trying to say that like look, I get it. When you're a professional, when you have a lot of people coming at you, you can't literally listen to everyone. If that's what he's trying to say, he did a really, really bad job at saying that. If that's not what he's trying to say, which let's be honest, that's probably not what he's trying to say. What is wrong with you, Butch?
Mm-hmm.
Like what is wrong? What is wrong with you? I understand you can't listen to every, and I mean this was at a live stream. I'm gonna see if I can get a little more context from Drew, but it seemed like Drew just asked a random question, and Butch seemed to have a problem with Drew in general. I don't really understand. Yeah, if Drew wants to upload it, I'd be very happy to link it or whatever. We'll make this available, guys. Theoretically, it might even be on one of Butch's like VODs on Twitch, because it was when.
Oh, I was just gonna say, he probably won't have any problem archiving it, because he obviously doesn't think that what he did was wrong in any way
I mean, you guys
whatsoever.
can't see it, but you heard the laughter. He's smiling. He's not like... It's just... And just to also remember that this is directed at someone specifically. Drew said this... this upset him. Like, how would you feel if you asked your icon, Butch Hartman, a question about a freaking theme song?
Oh my god, it just keeps coming back to it. I'm so sorry, but it keeps coming back to this topic.
Drew is uploading the video now, so...
Okay.
But yeah, like...
Oh.
No, but like, isn't that... like, that's garbage.
No.
We're
Oh
over-
my god, apparently we're on
over
trending.
1,000.
Pie, apparently we're trending. Holy shit.
Hey guys, I have a channel too. It's called PIEGUYRULZ.
Look, okay, if I'm sorry if I'm making you in the chat angry, alright? I really am. But taking away an individual's right to an opinion is the tactic of cults. It is. It's so fucking
And remember, guys,
obvious.
remember, Butch Hartman says things like he wants to hear from you. He wants to know, hey there, Hart fans, you're a part of my family. But you see, when you say something that Butch doesn't like, you're not a part of the family.
So yeah, what does he think of all of you then who comment on his videos? So you say to him, "That's great drawing, Butch. Oh, but maybe you took a little too much trying to draw the nose," or something like that. Perfectly legit criticism. Even if it is technically based in opinion, it's legit criticism. That is not allowed in Butch Hartman's world. Thank you for the $2 super
And
chat.
let's not downplay
allowed.
too that he
Nothing.
kind of just talks down on people who haven't created anything. It's not just that he's like, well, if you haven't done it, you can't criticize me. He talks down like there's something wrong with you if you haven't created something, but you're interested in talking about. Like, it's just.
You can't do that. You can't take away your audience's right to an opinion. Now, if you don't want to listen to insults, if someone comes to your forum and says, "You're a fucking asshole," for no reason, that's okay to ignore. You don't have to respond to insults. You have to respond to criticism. There is a difference, regardless of what you think. People, they bring up the words like bias, haters, and stuff like that. Ignoring insults is a sign of strength. Ignoring criticism is a sign of weakness. And it is so embarrassing for him. This man who he lives in this little bubble that he thinks that he can do no wrong and he can say whatever he wants and people will just do whatever. You know who else does that? Not okay, I was going to say quotes, but actually, you know who else does that? Donald Trump.
Oh no. You said the magic words. We need to change the subject soon or else we'll explode.
Oh, yeah. It's just worth noting that all of these behaviors are very documentable. This isn't a one-off thing. These are very time-tested tactics to get people's support, money, and material
and just
goods.
to play
this is
to
how
play
you
devil's
do it.
advocate. I don't know the context of, like, I don't know what Drew had done or said previously to Butch. Like, I don't know their relationship or what went on. Maybe Drew did troll him. I have no idea. But even if Drew was like the biggest troll on earth, the stuff he said, he wasn't talking about Drew. He just said statements in general about people who haven't created anything.
Taking away people's right to an opinion and taking away someone's right to be an individual.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It just, yeah.
Another thing I wanted to mention is just about the Kickstarter. Okay. It like, well, I don't know if I can link it, but if you look on KickTrack, I'll see if I can link it. Which is like a thing that link. Oh no, I can't because it's a web address. But if you, we're professional guys. No, but like,
no, sorry. It's just people are saying ASMR in the chat. I didn't mean to do that, but you know.
But no, if you look at it, he had a huge spike today specifically. He was on a really normal trajectory. Something happened today, and you could say, well, it was Butch's last push. The last promotion he's done really did this, and maybe it did. You could also say that there's shenanigans going on, that it's entirely possible that Butch himself funded it, even though it's illegal, or at least against Kickstarter's rules. You could say that Butch had investors waiting to go, but wanting to see how much money they could get out of the public before putting their amount in to tip it over. These are all just complete. I'm just saying it's very suspicious that they went over. What was it? It was 20,000. It was like there was a really big pledge that happened in like an hour. And I don't know if it was a few people at once or just one really big, but just it's very suspicious. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
That tied to everything else that went on in this is very suspicious. Why did he never put more information into his Kickstarter? Why? That's a question I want an answer to. He obviously claims that he cares so much about this, but why wouldn't he put more effort into it? Why wouldn't he have more rewards? Why wouldn't he engage with the community more? Why is it just this? I'm gonna give these like token videos at the beginning and end of the campaign.
Thank you for the super
I'm
chat.
taking some deep breaths. I'm not. It's okay. I'm okay. But just like, I just don't understand it. It's just very confusing. If there isn't an ulterior motive, I said it in my video, and I stand by it. Either Butch Hartman is comedically buffoonish in running a Kickstarter, or there is shenanigans afoot.
Well, based on his behavior in that audio clip that we played, I would not say so. I do not get a feeling of cluelessness on his behalf. I get a feeling of deliberate manipulation on his behalf. Obviously, that's an assumption, but I do not feel doubtful in that assumption.
Okay, guys, I'm going to tweet out the link. The Dueling Duellist Drew uploaded it, and he has a great title for the video. So if you want to like actually see the clip, it's just going to be on my Twitter here, or it'll be linked to in my Twitter.
Yeah. My theory about his soliciting donations at the end with this big influx is that he wanted to see how much money he could garner from his supporters, and when that wasn't quite enough, he garnered support from his inner circle. So people he know who can just throw $10,000 at a project and just be like, small loan of $1 million, whatever. So yeah, like, I think he just wanted to see how much he could get, and then when it wasn't enough, he was just like, alright, let's just get the rest from my buddies in the animation industry. Sure, they love me. That's a theory, obviously, a game theory, but I can't say that for sure. But it seems like.
Let's also not forget that Butch left Nickelodeon under some kind of weird circumstances. I mean, like, look, he was with the company for a long time and he left the company. There's nothing like that unusual. But considering he jumped, it was pretty soon. Like, it's less than a year since he jumped ship from Nickelodeon. Then he has this grand OAXIS plan. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Especially with like allegations of why Dan Schneider got let go or whatever. And I'm not saying that that Butch has anything to do with that. I'm just saying that if Nickelodeon was trying to clean out just people that were unfavorable or to have around, or people maybe that only Sima wanted or whatever, maybe there's more to the story than we think. I don't know.
Well, personally, I wish there was a way to investigate the accounts donating money. If we could see that the accounts were all created on the same day, without, and there was no additional information put on, then they could be shell accounts used for Butch Hartman to donate to his own Kickstarter. Again, I have no proof of this, but it would make sense, considering that he very clearly has divided the amount of money that he needed left, as shown by his video, to $699. He obviously knows exactly how much he needed, and once he didn't garner enough, I feel, personally, that it is possible that he could have created a bunch of shell accounts to donate with. Now, yeah, this is sort of a conspiracy theory, but really, would you put it past him at this point? That's the ultimate
Here's
question.
something else, and this is kind of small compared to what we've been saying, and I can't verify this to you, so I mean you can choose not to believe me. It's up to you. A friend of a friend, and this is a YouTuber I know knows another YouTuber who got in contact with me, and this is a big YouTuber, guys. Like we're talking almost 1 million subscribers. That person was contacted by Butch Hartman, like to help promote OAXIS, and apparently the way Butch Hartman contacted this person was in an email that Butch was not supposed to have. It was like a personal email. And Butch like just kind of given all these more platitudes about how OAXIS is going to be great and you should get on board now. And like all this same crap that he's been pitching to us, he pitched to a pretty big person. And then, no, you're right. She said crap is meaningless, but I don't want to get this person in trouble. But yeah, like he did that, and then he was sending out newsletters to this person about like how the project was coming, despite they never donated. I don't know, like it's just I don't know. Everyone came out of the woodwork to tell me things about what was going on, and like I said, that's not a huge thing. Our argument doesn't depend on whether you believe that one statement or not. But like, it's just what is this? Like on his stream. Are you still there, Saul? Am I still here? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm listening to you. I'm actually just watching the chat right now. I feel like I was talking too much, so I'm letting you talk.
On his stream, Butch showed OAXIS like on a phone. Like he showed like some sort of template. I don't know what it was that he had. I don't know what it was, but like I just kind of was thinking like, is this a mock? What?
Whoa, sorry, you cut out. You're cutting out.
Uh-oh. Okay, just like he showed a screen on his phone just of like I don't know if it was a mock-up of OAXIS or what it was, but just like just why, if you had that, why didn't you show that? Why couldn't he make a mock-up, right? A mock-up website in any like what Squarespace? No, not Squarespace. There's like templates you can use. I'm not saying to use for his final product, but just as a mock-up, just to give me an idea of what OAXIS would even look like. Just pay me lip service, even if it's just lip service of just like, here's what it might look like. He doesn't have to commit to anything, but just he doesn't even do that.
Yeah, I know. I think at this point we're just kind of repeating ourselves. But yeah, I feel that this is, it's sad. It really is. because I know the tactics in which this got funded. I don't feel like this was funded on a legitimate desire to make this happen. I feel like the person at the helm is manipulating people. I feel like the tactics to get it are dishonest. I feel like the way he runs his business is dishonest. I don't like to see people who don't deserve it succeed in life. And I know that that's how life kind of is the people who are huge assholes often succeed because they are charming, or they can get the things that they want, or they're capable. But it ultimately makes me sad. And I wouldn't even care, because normally I wouldn't even care. But the thing is that as soon as he opened this idea of his to the public, he set himself up for criticism, and he did absolutely nothing to alleviate that criticism. In fact, he amplified it by not doing anything. And that I don't feel we are wrong in being critical of his ideas. I just don't know what to say at this point, though, without it just being speculation. I'm not trying to say he is a bad person. I'm saying he had a bad idea. He got a lot of people on his side who will not change their minds. And I don't know what to suggest at this point. All I can say is that I hope this doesn't happen again. I hope that his ego will eventually come down, and I hope that the scales will fall from his eyes, and this will fail, because he needs that dose of reality. It's not healthy to live in delusion, as he does.
Here's the thing. I wanted this step to fail because it's going to be more painful now. Because here's the thing. If he didn't reach his funding, the money would have gone back to people. And that would have been that. Maybe Butch would have started a better, came up with a better plan. Maybe Butch would have given more detail. Maybe it would have made a Patreon, for all I know. I don't know what Butch would have done. But people wouldn't be throwing their money. People would get their money back. The thing is, now he has enough to make from his claim. Oh, hey.
Sorry, thank you for the super chat.
He has enough to start his project. And the thing is that if it doesn't get funded, if the next step of funding doesn't come, either he does another Kickstarter and it doesn't make it, or if his backers that are, I don't know if he has them or what's going on with that, pull out, what's going to happen here? People are going to lose their money. And Butch is going to, I don't know if his career will probably be fine, but his reputation is going to take a hit. And ultimately, believe it or not, I didn't really want that. I don't want any of this. I wanted this to fail because I see it preventing a future catastrophe. And I mean, if you were a Mighty Number 9 backer and you could go back in time and just make that not get off the ground, I think that a lot of people would have saved themselves a lot of stress and a lot of money and a lot of sadness over all of that. And that's just kind of what I see here. It is 100% possible that Butch Hartman is just a kooky guy that has a fantastic plan that he just doesn't want to tell us. Because and he goes off and creates a great service. And if that's what happens, then cool. Honestly, cool. I wish he wasn't necessarily rewarded for putting in such a lazy effort and not mentioning things. And just all the stuff he's done. But if it succeeds, then okay. I didn't want this to succeed because it's either nothing will develop and then whatever, or it'll turn out like his Noog network. For those of you who know about the Noog network, it's another service that he has and is barely supported, and he doesn't talk about it much, and no one cares. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that that's the best case scenario for him at this point. He will start this. He will start his thing, and he'll get something going on, and there won't be support for it because it's such a niche market.
But it's catering to everyone.
That it's going to... No, it isn't. Look, thank you for the super chat, the $2. How much appeal could this idea possibly have?
Everyone.
So, okay, that in his delusional bubble world, everyone is going to be sitting on their couch in rapt enjoyment of his whatever content there's going to be. But in the real world where the rest of us live, how much support could an idea possibly get beyond its initial funding? Okay? Unless that he has some kind of investors behind it. In which case, he needs to disclose that. I think he did, but in a way that doesn't come off as really dickish. Thank you for the $5 super chat. What will he predict will come next? Well, that's what I'm talking about.
There might be a little delay there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't see this going well for him. If it does, I am going to applaud him. I am not the kind of person who will dig my heels in and say, I want him to fail because that's what I want. I want him to fail, as in I want this project of his to fail in that it will give him a good dose of reality. However, if it does succeed, by some miracle it succeeds exactly the way that Butch Hartman wants, I will say, congratulations, Mr. Hartman. You did it. And I'm proud of you. But at this time, it doesn't seem likely. I'm not a petty human being who revels in the misery of others. Okay? Panders to Moralton's state of soda? Yeah.
Here's the thing. It just sorry, I lost my train of thought. You can keep talking. Give me a sec.
Well, yeah. I've kind of run out of things to say at this point. I obviously the people who support Butch Hartman will not change their minds. I'm not asking you to change your mind because I understand how the mind works.
Right.
If I ask you to change your mind, your heels will dig in even further. What I'm saying is just think. Use the information that we have provided you, not just us, but all the information available. Decide for yourself. I realize that it's too late. His Kickstarter has
over
succeeded,
8,000 above.
but that doesn't mean it's over, okay? It doesn't mean his project is over. This is the start of his project. There is a lot more chances to let people
Here's
down.
the thing.
And I
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. This is just... The thing is, more pressure needs to be put now, not necessarily now, but in the coming year, 2 years, because the thing with Kickstarters is that because they're usually for like games or TV shows or things that take years to make, people forget, okay? And it's easy for someone to get away with something when people forget. I'm not saying that we need to like, doubt and scrutinize every word that comes out of his mouth, but keep an eye on this project and make sure he delivers something, okay? Just like a detail that I think is just kind of really messed up that I would never donate to is that nowhere in any of this does he talk about like what is this service going to cost? Like why isn't it free for if I donate to you $10,000? Why do I not get a free version of your service? Like $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to come up with your entire your entire monetization plan right here right now, but like promising people that donate $100 or more, just like a year of free service. Like you don't have to know how much the service is going to cost to know that if someone donated to you $100 or more right now when you have nothing, they should probably have a year of your service. $100 a year it's like around what Netflix costs.
Mm-hmm. And Netflix is great because it's got loads of stuff. But it's got loads of stuff for every demographic, including families and children. All I'm going to say at this point is, like I said, I will support Butch Hartman 100% if he succeeds in exactly what he wants to do, because I am not petty. But if he starts another Kickstarter for this project, I have to say, do not donate to it. Obviously, that's jumping the gun a little, but this is the promise that he has made. With the money that you have given him, not you specifically, but you collectively have given him, he is going to use this money to make OAXIS. If he demands more money, that is wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
you can't solicit more money from people.
The insulting thing is just that, like, he's worded this all so vaguely that all he needs to do is create a website in any template website maker, call it OAXIS, put his YouTube videos on there, call it the Butch Hartman Show featuring Butch Hartman and exactly no one else, because forget about crediting the people that help you. That's all he needs to do to technically, as far as I understand, to technically achieve what this Kickstarter sets out to do, which is really scummy if that's what happens and anyone's not happy with that. I don't know how stringent Kickstarter is, but with how vaguely he worded this, he could theoretically do that. And Kickstarter probably couldn't do anything because, okay, he said he was going to create all this other original content, but, he created original content, and that's that. He's going to have one episode of his YouTube show where he's freaking gardening.
Yeah. All I can say is that from this point on, I'm going to be watching the situation very closely. I'm not going to bang on about it, but if there are any developments that are worth talking about, I will talk about them. If you get sick of it, I am sorry, but I don't think something like this needs to be ignored. Complicity is what lets things like this happen, and I am not going to let it go.
I think honestly, someone, not even me, but someone, maybe someone just kind of impartial or hadn't heard about this or whatever, needs to really sit down and do a hard-hitting interview with Butch Hartman, right? Like, that's what really needs to happen. But
yeah, but he's not going to do it.
But that's the thing.
He'll only talk to radio show hosts who steal my thumbnail.
If you guys didn't see it on Twitter, some radio show host is having Butch on his show, and instead of, he went to Google image search, pulled the first image of Butch Hartman that looked pretty good, and didn't notice that a PyCon and one of Sol's images are on that image because it is an image that Sol made. Sol put all the pieces together. Sol put our art on there, and this professional radio show host tweeted it out like it's an official thing from Butch Hartman's website or something.
Yeah, like Pi and I have nothing to do with that show. It was just like, yeah, you just got that off Google, didn't you? Now, to be fair, I took Butch Hartman's photo from Google, but it's technically not stealing because it's recontextualized into a way that's informative, so I guess you could consider it fair use.
I don't know. It's funny. It's just funny. I mean,
it's funny to me. Let's not start with that. Let's just say that, yeah, somebody stole my thumbnail. I was pretty pissed at first, but now I think it's kind of funny because I think the guy who did it is old or something.
Yeah, put it on old people Facebook.
I don't know. Yeah. No, but we couldn't get Butch Hartman for an interview because he will not listen to criticism.
But not just us. Here's the thing, not just us. Like, I can understand him not wanting to get interviewed by us because no matter, I mean, at this point we've given up. Like, I never expect to speak to this man. I've given that up. But just someone that's more impartial, he would not do it unless it was like his interview, his crew that allowed to selectively edit whatever. Yeah, I don't know. That,
you know why? It's because we're not cartoon creators.
oh yeah, that's right.
Even the fact that I actually
That's
am.
right. And not cartoon creators, so we don't mean anything to Butch Hartman. Hey, Butchie boy, how many of those Kickstarter backers? How many of those guys are animators?
Yeah, a lot of them. Oh, but we already went into this before about how he isn't taking like outside people to work on it. He's not taking outside pitches or anything like that. At least according to the knowledge
I
we
want
have.
another animator to call him out. It won't happen. But like, oh, could you imagine, like, I don't know, like Craig McCracken or someone just low key makes like a remark, a backhanded remark, just offhandedly on Twitter. Craig's a great guy. He would never do that. That's too like, and I don't blame him for it. But I would just love it if just someone with clout in the industry, someone who's made multiple shows, more than you, Butch. I mean, 4 is a decent amount, but how many of those shows lasted? Well,
I don't count shambling forth as a horrible tortured zombie as lasting, technically. I mean, you can inject a corpse with formaldehyde and shock its heart with electrodes, but that doesn't technically mean it's alive.
Don Bluth. Well, hey, I know. I'm sure John Kay would probably say some bad things about it, but he'd say bad things about it.
Well, his opinion doesn't really matter that much anymore, apparently. So, okay, we got like 9 minutes left to round this off in a nice, meaningful way. So, thank you for the $2 super chat, and thank you for subbing. That is very much appreciated. So, I think this would be a good point just to quickly summarize what we're talking about.
Wait, hang on.
I know.
The Odd One's Out called Butch Hartman out? Someone give me more information on that. Sorry, continue, Saul.
Yeah. So, okay. The information that I got this morning when I went, I want to say data mining, but it's not anything that fancy. I'll just say it for brevity's sake. When I went data mining on Butch Hartman's videos, I found that his metadata was manipulative and incorrect, which is a violation of YouTube's community guidelines. I then called Butch Hartman out on this on Twitter, but of course I did not hear anything. And then the situation seemed to kind of spiral out of control from there and became a complete shit show, which ended up leading to this live stream, where we had to really just sort of get into the whole stuff. And I think anger is appropriate at this point. We try to be level-headed, or at least I try to be level-headed most of the time, and I don't think that's what's needed at the moment. I think we just needed to get this out. And if you're offended, at all by what we said, or you think this is boring or stupid or anything like that, I'm sorry, but sometimes you gotta take a shit, a big ass shit, before you can eat more food. If you don't shit that out, you're gonna block up and you're gonna die.
I'm just, I'm very proud of people for listening to us and for paying attention. Oh, thank you for the shout out. Yep.
Thank you. $3.99. Where the dead go to die. Oh god. No.
On the Pan Pizzas podcast, the Odd Ones Out said he disliked Butch Hartman because of his YouTube channel. Good for that. Man, the Odd Ones Out's so cool. But just, yeah, I'm very proud of people for not for listening to me, honestly, or I mean, for listening as in like hearing what I have to say, but I'm not proud of people for like following what I have to say, because that's not what you're doing. Just listening to all the information out there and drawing your own conclusions about what's going on with all of this. I'm proud that people are standing up, because initially when Butch created his YouTube channel, everyone was licking his boots. Everyone. I think I did it too, right? Because it was unheard of, right? But now, you know what? Like, good. I'm not glad that he's fallen from grace, but I'm glad that people are thinking critically and aren't just like, well, he made the Fairly Odd Parents. He's a swell fella in my book. You know. So I'm proud of everyone. I really am. And I thank you guys for listening and for having this conversation. And like I said, if there's anything that's good that's kind of come out of this, is that there's just kind of a lot of discussion that's been going around. I've talked to a lot of other YouTubers in the cartoon community, or whatever you want to call it, and I've spoken with a lot of fans about this too. I've had a lot of conversation, and I'll here you go, Trayfon. I'll give you the plug. Over on Trayfon's Discord server, I am a member, and I've chatted.
That is the rise and fall of Nickelodeon, for anyone who doesn't know.
And I've chatted with some people there about what's going on. So yeah, and I hang out on there every so often. So if you want to kind of keep having the conversation, then here you go. But yeah, I think, like Saul said, it's just so important to pay attention to this Kickstarter. Even though you didn't donate, even if you didn't donate, it's just important to make sure someone delivers on their promises. And if they don't, then I mean, we need to.
You need to hold them accountable for it.
Right. You need to not fall for it again. You need to, if they're doing something illegal, 100% report it. If they're doing something that breaks Kickstarter's rules, 100% report it. But yeah, that's what I got on this. And I don't really want to make another video on this for a long, long time, but I am going to be paying attention. And if anything interesting happens, I'll definitely note about it on Twitter.
Yeah, like, we won't, this isn't going to be a daily thing. It's just, if there is more information that's worth talking about, then I believe it is worth doing something about it. Because, as I said, complicity is how things like this succeed. And I personally do not think that is the way to go. So, yeah, I really want to thank everyone who has been listening and chatting and everything like that. I had no clue that it was going to get this big. I thought maybe like 60 people would listen at the most. I did not expect over 1,300 people to be listening to this stream. That is just insane. I want to thank everyone for all of their extremely generous super chats. You didn't have to do that, but it was great of you. That was just super appreciated. This video will be going up on my YouTube channel. I'll just archive it because I don't want this information to go away. If there is anything factual that we said that is incorrect, please let us know in the comments.
Twitter.
We are not living in a bubble where we are always right. It is possible for us to get things wrong. So,
ooh,
yeah,
hang on. Drew's video got taken down.
Oh, was it copyright claimed?
Yep, by Frederator Allied Affiliate. How did Butch know about it?
Oh. Somebody asked earlier if Butch Hartman was the new Derek Savage, and I was going to say no, but...
Is someone a spy?
Here it is, folks. Here it is.
I guess, sure, I'll also say that I haven't streamed in a while, so I think maybe I'll do a little streaming on YouTube after this. If anyone has kind of some questions about just anything. You want to talk about my videos, you want to talk about cartoons, you want to talk about this a little more, I'll be back on my channel right after this ends if you guys want to come see me.
Yeah, although I just want to say that I don't think fully uploading a video is actually protected by fair use, so he might not have a case, but it's still pretty shitty, regardless.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the fact that he saw it and he or someone that is a supporter of him saw it.
Oh.
What?
it's nice to know that he pays attention when something like this happens, you know, but when people are hounding him to explain his actions, nothing, just complete radio silence. So he does see this stuff. He sees it, but he sees all of it.
Yeah.
But he ain't saying a word.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So, anyway, take our information for what you will. Obviously this was very informal, but I hope you had some entertainment regardless. Yeah, so I'm sure my Twitter is gonna be just a complete dumpster fire when I go check it. But, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for chatting.
I'll post a link on Twitter if you guys want to know where to find me right after this.
Yeah. Thanks for everything, guys. Very much appreciate it. And I guess you guys have a good night or day, wherever you are.
Bye, guys.
See you later. I can't shut down the there we go. I can't shut it down.
Uh-oh.
Because XSplit is frozen.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can't shut it down.
All right, Sol, let's talk about our plan for our new streaming service.
Yeah, it's called OAXIS.
OAXIS. There you go.
And it's gonna have nothing but recordings of like babies and kittens playing with each other, and it's gonna like flowers and no, don't. He's no. He's saying it. He's holding my mouth open. He's vomiting happiness into me. Just